I'm going to use the exchange function in the Exodus cryptocurrency wallet to exchange one coin for the other. The reason why is I've been investing in Digibyte and it's kind of gone crazy the last week or so. It's up about 400% or more, maybe 500%. And so I'm going to cash out a percentage of my holdings in that, thinking that it's probably going to drop again before it goes back up. In a minute, I'll show you what the exchange wallet looks like, but if you go to the Exodus site itself, they tell you how they calculate transaction fees. And they basically say the network fees are paid to the miners to ensure Exodus transactions are fast and delivered promptly. They actually have their own YouTube video there. It's 2 or 3 minutes. And the question is, are these fees going to be too high or not? So what we're going to do is a little math here before we do the exchange. So here's my Exodus wallet. And here you can select whatever coin you want. I selected Digibyte. I'm going to trade it for Bitcoin. And then here you put in the amount that you want to sell. You can either type it in the number of Digibytes you want to sell, or you can type in the rough dollar equivalent that you want to sell. And then over here on the right side, it'll tell you what you're getting in exchange for that. So basically, if we do the math here, so just for example, I'm going to put in $1,000 and do the math. And you can see over here, I'm getting $915 worth of Bitcoin. So that's kind of interesting. So you can see that's a little bit of a chunk of money there. So you could basically say that's $85 fee divided by 1,000, and that's 8.5%. That's pretty doggone high. To know what it would cost the other way, you can go to CoinMarketCap and find your coin, in my case Digibyte. And up here there's a tag called Market Pairs. And if I do it by adjusted volume, first of all, here you can see what exchanges you can buy or sell Digibyte on, and then what you can trade it for. So it depends whether you want to go to USD or to Bitcoin or something else. So Bittrex is at the top, and if you want to exchange it for BTC, this price is not telling you how many BTCs you'd get. It's telling you what your price would be, your exchange price. So I did a Google on Bittrex, and when I first saw this, I thought their fee was 20%, but it's actually 0.20%. In other words, about 1/5 of 1%. If you're in the range of $0 to 50,000, which if I sell $1,000 worth, that's what their fee would be. So again, if I bring up my calculator now, okay, now to do a percent here, we would actually do 0.0020. Or we could use the percent key on the calculator, if that makes you more comfortable, times 1,000. So the theory is my fee would only be $2 if I do it that way. I'm sure there's going to be other little minor fees involved by the time I actually do this. You can see the prices on Exodus actually change from minute to minute. So by the time I went and did the recording and came back, it looks like now this is what they would be giving me. They would be giving me a Bitcoin's worth $950 in exchange for my, oops, that number went up too. So let's change this. I don't know why that number changed. So we still have here about an $85 fee. And if you do the math on that, again, 85 divided by 1,000, you're paying 0.085. In other words, 8%. Would you rather pay 8% or 2%? Well, now part 2 comes into the question. If you want to do it here in Exodus, all you got to do is click this button and it'll just happen within a few minutes or seconds. If you want to do it on Bittrex, you're going to have to transfer your Digibyte to Bittrex. You're going to have to go log on to Bittrex. You're going to have to place your trade. Then when you're done, if it converts it to Bitcoin, you're going to have to take your Bitcoin and then move it back to Exodus. And that might take you 20 minutes to an hour, depending on how fast you are. Oftentimes when you send your cryptos to the exchange, they require so many verifications before they actually will even let you have access to your money. So if you send it now, you might have to come back in 20, 30 minutes before you can actually do your trade. And then by then, of course, the price might have changed even more. So there are many factors involved in this. So I set out today to actually try this exchange function in Exodus. So I'm going to go ahead and do it, even though I might save another 3 or 4% or $100 if I spend 30 minutes to an hour of my time. So you actually have to consider how much your time is worth. So today I'm going to hit the exchange button here and let it rip. It says in 30 minutes or less, your Bitcoin will arrive. You can safely use Exodus or start a new exchange while waiting on your Bitcoin deposit. It says you will receive so many US dollars, and then it gives me the equivalent amount of Bitcoin again. And at that point, I can just go away and do other things. Now, I do have other videos on my YouTube channel where I show you how you can basically transfer your money from Coinbase or Exodus, go to exchange, make a trade, and then send your coins back. And so I think I have at least 2 or 3 other videos on how to do that. So I've done it before, and I have those videos if you want to go back and watch them. Like I said, today, I'm just trying to see how this Exodus exchange actually turns out. It's also possible that if I wasn't using Bitcoin, it might take less than 30 minutes. Some coins are faster than others, like Digibyte's a very fast-moving coin, like EOS would be, but Bitcoin only creates a block every 10 minutes, so maybe they're waiting for 3 confirmations. Don't know exactly internally what they're doing. Actually, I should have clocked it because I think it only took about 10 minutes. It's 6:34 p.m. now, and Exodus makes this nice little cha-ching or like change dropping every time you receive cryptos. So I heard that sound even though I was reading that blog, and it says I received my Bitcoin now. So of course now I could go back to the wallet and check and make sure it's there. So on ShapeShift, I tried to log on, and I'm getting this annoying error here. It says an error occurred, please try again. It doesn't say my password user ID is bad, which is weird. So sorry, Shapeshifter, since you're having problems during my video. You know, people that are watching this aren't going to think you're so great. So I don't know if it was my problem, their problem, but anyway, I went to their competitor here called Changelly. And here we can also check on some price conversions if they support Digibyte. Here, let's see if we can sell DGB. We want to go to Bitcoin, and just to use similar numbers. Off the video, I went back to Exodus, and I found out that right now, $1,000 of Digibyte is 40,212 digis, and you can see they're going to give us 0.987 Bitcoin. We're here, we're only going to get 0.091 Bitcoin. So I would say that's a huge difference. And now I kind of wish that I wouldn't have demonstrated this for you. I was doing a video to try to teach, but I think the moral of this teaching is be very careful and probably go use Changelly or ShapeShifter directly, and don't pay the high fees that might be here inside of Exodus. And of course, it may be different tomorrow. This is just one day, one sample that I've done, but the sample I'm seeing now is not too good looking. One of the best places I get information for trading cryptos is from this guy on the screen, Marius Landman from Australia. He came from South Africa. He's done work for oil companies in the United States, and he's invented algorithms which he uses to track and to make trends for Bitcoin and for other cryptocurrencies, and he's amazingly accurate. If I was a member of his group back in 2017 when he predicted the high, I would have probably 5 to 7 more times investment in cryptos than I do today. So unfortunately, I wasn't a member then, but I am now. So what he has is a membership site. It's called To Know It, because to know it is everything. It was formerly called Python Signals. And what he does is he looks for these signals as to when the trends are going to change, and he has a weekly webinar that everyone needs to be in if they're trading cryptos. And it's not day trading, it's more like swing trading. Maybe you make a few trades every month, and it's a lot better and a lot safer than doing day trading. I became a member, and it's one of the best decisions I made. If you're interested in growing your portfolio and not having the little worries about today, is it going to go up or down, if you know the major trends that Marius gives you, you'll sleep better at night, and you'll be able to grow your portfolio in a way that will astound you. This is not investment advice, but I love it, and you should check it out if you're interested in growing your portfolio. We'll see you on the inside.